If you think that you have a marketing problem, then you need to watch this video to the end. Because most founders who come to me saying they've got a marketing problem, they don't have a marketing problem at all. Yet they're somehow wasting thousands of pounds on marketing. Every single month, they're increasing their budget, trying to solve their issue. I've heard it all. My marketing isn't converting. We need more leads. The funnel's broken. Should we run ads? Should we post more? Do we need a rebrand? But actually, most of them don't need any of that because most of them don't have a marketing problem at all. What they actually have is a positional problem. And until you fix that positioning problem, then no agency, no funnel, and no content calendar is gonna come and save you. So when things get a bit quiet in a business or sales start slowing down, then every founder pretty much does the same thing. They try to hire more marketers, or they change agencies because the last marketing agency wasn't doing their job properly. And they suggest doing the same things. They want to redesign their website, they want to tweak their messaging, and they want to post more content. And when that all fails, they try to buy another course and learn more new shady tactics. But then nothing changes still. And why? Because they're trying to optimize the front end of something that's structurally misaligned. So in chess, the reason why most amateurs lose is because they actually have no positional understanding. They're too busy trying to learn all the fun tricks, the opening traps, and all these kind of cool checkmate motifs, and they just completely ignored the fact that they really need to understand things like pawn structure, space, and piece mobility. But that stuff's the boring stuff. But what they don't realise is that if you don't have good foundational positional understanding, then attacking harder is not going to help you. Because more often than not, your position is just going to crumble after the attack fails. And it's the same in business. When things aren't working, many of the marketing tactics that I see people trying to employ are just hacks. But you need to remember one thing. You don't win by shouting louder. You win by being better positioned. So most businesses that are struggling with marketing are actually struggling in pretty much the same 5 areas of business every single time. Now, in my 15+ years of working with small businesses, I started to see the same patterns come up over and over again. And in my 25+ years of coaching chess, I started to see the same patterns come up with my chess students over and over again too. It took me quite some time to realise that the entrepreneurs that I coach and the chess students that I coach are pretty much struggling with the same thing. They are both failing to understand positional play. And this is what has led me to create the business framework for entrepreneurs that I call the positional advantage. The positional advantage is about diagnosing your business and finding out where it's structurally weak before you start shouting louder about your business. Essentially, it's about understanding the 5 points of the star and where your strengths and weaknesses lie at each point. And those 5 points, well, that's your market position, your commercial position, your strategic position, your operations position, and your brand position. So let's go over each of those so that you can understand what they are. So the market position is one of the biggest things in business, but yet so many people get it wrong. And actually, most people I see get it so wrong. So the big question is, are you differentiating yourself from your competitors? Like genuinely? Because most people say they are. They will say, no one does what I do and I'm so different to everyone else. But when you look at your website, your social media posts, your LinkedIn, your messaging, you sound exactly the same as everyone else. You've got helping ambitious founders scale, or results driven, or customer centric. And of course, the latest that people all brag about saying, we use the latest technology in AI. Honestly, everyone's writing the same thing. And it makes me think, if I were to swap your logo with a competitor's logo, do you think anyone would actually notice? Because if not, no marketing is going to fix that. So your commercial position is much more clinical, but it's still really difficult for people to realise that they've got a problem. For example, You might have an offer that doesn't really make clear sense, or your pricing feels a bit awkward, or people just don't see the value in what you have to offer. It's so difficult for founders to realize this because they're so attached to their product. They are too close to their business, and plus they know it inside out, so it's difficult for them to understand that other people don't see it in the same way that they do. And pricing is super tricky because in order to stay competitive, you then make your prices a bit lower, but then you're kind of undercharging for what you offer. But then on the other scale, you're charging too high to justify it without any proof of what you can do. But because someone said, charge what you're worth, you've decided that you will just happily make up a number of what you think that is. So I think that just start trends are kind of ruining businesses everywhere. And let me just explain what that is first. There's a lot of business advice out there, which is hella motivational, don't get me wrong. And it's just those two words. It says, just start. You see it on YouTube, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, everywhere. And it's basically trying to help people stop with the procrastination, the imposter syndrome. And people just don't ever do something they love and take the plunge to go do something because they're talking themselves out of it. So I love the concept of just start, just do it anyway, and you'll learn from your mistakes. I like that concept. But the problem is there's too many people jumping on this trend, giving out terrible advice, and essentially telling people to just start their business with zero strategy at all. So they just start marketing, start putting a website out, start offering a product, but they haven't actually thought about who they're marketing to, what their pricing strategy is, what their marketing strategy is, who they even are. It's ludicrous advice. And so most of the founders I see just jumping in without a business strategy. They're reacting to trends, to competitors, to revenue dips, to what someone else posted on LinkedIn. So they end up pivoting every quarter, and they bring out a new offer every single month, and they just change their messaging every 6 months or so. They have absolutely no long-term positioning that they are working towards. And so when their marketing feels chaotic, it's because their strategy is. Let me ask you a question. If your leads doubled tomorrow, could you actually handle that? All that stuff that's coming in? Would it go smoothly, or would it actually expose the cracks? Because so many people want more leads because that's apparently how you grow a business. But then all the leads come in and they can't handle it. And actually they let the opportunities slip. And in turn, they actually ruin their own reputation. Many founders have no systems, no clear onboarding, and no internal clarity at all. They're doing everything themselves. Now imagine winning your ideal client, and all you end up doing is letting them down because you didn't have the systems internally or any of the processes in place to be able to fulfill your project properly. People still misunderstand what a brand is. They think you just make a nice logo, get some cute fonts, have a lovely colour palette, and you could just do all of that on Canva now, so there's no need for a brand expert anymore. But somehow, despite all the gorgeous graphics that you're making, people still don't trust you. But that's because you haven't positioned yourself as the obvious choice yet. You have no sharp point of view. You have no strong stance on anything. You have no clear identity, and you have no social proof stacked in your favour. You've hoped that the marketing will create authority, but it doesn't, remember. It just amplifies it. But it can't amplify anything that doesn't exist yet. Marketing is not a magic wand. It's an amplifier. So if your positioning is weak, it amplifies the weakness. But if your positioning is strong, it's going to amplify that strength. This is why some businesses can run some mediocre ads and do really, really well. And others can throw thousands of pounds at marketing and still stay stuck. Remember, it's not the funnel, it's the foundation that matters. So before you hire another marketer, please ask yourself these questions. If we double traffic tomorrow, would our revenue double? Can I explain our unfair advantage very clearly? Does our pricing match our authority? Do we repel the wrong clients clearly? Are we building something towards the long term or just trying to survive month upon month? And if you're struggling to answer these questions positively, then you don't have a marketing issue. You have a positional one. The businesses that win aren't louder. They're just positioned better. So the next time you think that you've got a marketing problem, don't ask, how do we get more leads? Instead, ask yourself, are we in the right position to win? Because once your position is strong, marketing's easy. So if this video hits a nerve a little bit, then you're not alone. How I was here not so long ago. I catch myself falling for the bullshit a lot. No one is immune. But at least now you're aware of your positional problem. But if you want to learn how to gain the positional advantage in your business, then please do like and subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for more videos on how you can dominate your market.